Gilbert just passed its third rate hike in 3 years, 25% effective April 1st, on top of the 50% in 2024 and 25% back in 2025. When you add all that up, Gilbert's water bills have come close to doubling since this rate reconstruction has started. And if you're buying a home here right now, or you're already owning one and you're trying to figure out your actual monthly costs going forward, this is a number you need in front of you. Today, I'm walking you through what Gilbert's water rate increases actually mean for buyers and sellers in 2026. We're going to talk about the real cost impact, why this is happening, and exactly what questions you should ask before you close on a Gilbert home. Hi, I'm Megan Williams, realtor with Blue Collar Homes here in the East Valley of Arizona. I sell homes in Gilbert every week, and this is a conversation I'm having with my buyers almost constantly right now. So let me walk you through what I know. By the end of this video, you'll know how to correctly bill utilities into your budget, what to ask the seller for before you close, and if you are a seller, how to handle this conversation with future buyers so you don't accidentally blow up your own deal. So let's start with the why, because I think the context changes how you feel about this story. Gilbert isn't raising rates because of financial trouble or mismanagement. The town approved a multi-year infrastructure plan to fund some serious work, drilling 8 new wells to create backup water sources for nearly its 73,000 residents. It's rebuilding the North Water Treatment Plant and hardening a system that serves one of the fastest growing towns in the country. This is a desert infrastructure in a water-limited state. Arizona has been carefully managing Colorado River allocations for decades, and Gilbert is doing what a responsible municipality does, investing in the system before it breaks, not after. And that context matters, but it doesn't change your monthly bill. And for buyers coming from out of state, especially from the Pacific Northwest or the Midwest, where water is cheap and plentiful, this can be a real adjustment. Here's how I want you to think about it. When you're calculating whether a home in Gilbert works for your budget, most people start with the mortgage, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That is the right starting point. But your cost of living calculation isn't complete without utilities and water in the East Valley. And water in the East Valley is not a fixed, predictable $40 a month like it might be back in Ohio or in Michigan. In Gilbert, especially with these increases in place, you need real current numbers, not estimates, not what your lender ran 6 months ago, and definitely not what the seller was paying back in 2022. Here's what I always tell my buyers. As part of the inspection period, request 12 months of utility bills. That is your right under Arizona's contract. You can see what this specific home actually costs to operate, not an average, not a guess. An older home with a large lot and irrigation, or a house that hasn't been updated to efficient fixtures, is going to have a meaningful higher water usage than a newer home with drought-tolerant landscaping. The house itself matters, the usage matters, and get the actual story. And here's something that most buyers don't think about. Water costs can interact with HOA fees in ways that are easy to miss as well. A lot of these communities in Gilbert have common area irrigation managed through the HOA. If those HOA budgets were set before these rate increases hit, you may see your HOA assessments go up as the board adjusts to their new reality as well. It's worth asking, not to scare you away, but so you're not surprised 6 months after you move in. Now let's talk about sellers, because I work with sellers in Gilbert too, and this comes up in the listing consultations all the time. My advice is simple. Just get ahead of it. Have your utility bills ready and bring them up yourself. Don't wait for the buyer to ask or get scared and not ask. I've seen sellers try to minimize this or just hope buyers won't notice, and it never goes well. A buyer who finds out about the rate increases after they've already fallen in love with the house feels blindsided. A buyer who's got the honest picture up front is a confident buyer, and confidence is what gets deals to close. Here's the bigger picture I want to leave you with. Gilbert is still one of the best towns in all of Arizona. It consistently ranks among the safest cities in the country, and schools in Gilbert, like Gilbert Unified, Higley Unified, Chandler Unified, all have campuses inside the Gilbert boundaries. They rank among the best in the entire state. The infrastructure investment the town is making right now is exactly the kind of long-term planning that supports property values over time. Towns that defer maintenance, that kick the can down the road and hope that nothing breaks, those are the ones where you're going to see some real problems a decade from now. Gilbert is doing the hard work now. You're paying for it in your water bill, but you're also living in a town that's going to be in excellent shape in 10 years compared to others. So here's my bottom line. Yes, water bills in Gilbert are up, meaningful up, but from where they were just a couple of years ago. Factor it in, ask for a utility history, run your real cost of ownership with those current rates. But don't let one line item on your monthly budget make the whole decision for you. If you want help running the actual numbers for your specific situation, the home you're looking at, the neighborhood, the full cost of ownership picture, that's exactly what we do. Call or text us. We'll go through it together and figure out whether Gilbert is the right fit or another suburb that gets you close to your number.